So what was the question again? Oh, why is it called the traffic jam? Well, you know, the reason is, it's because I have two really cool cars. Seriously cool cars. And I love drifting, racing, because I am fast and slick, and plus I like to create a bit of traffic jam myself with a whole lot of great music. Bulumnaka, my name is Real, your host and DJ, right here on the Today FM Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 p.m. to 7. Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
In this bulletin, Minister promises sweeping changes to education. Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula dressed down by Speaker. And reforms planned for national security agencies. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. A scathing report of Fiji's education system has been presented before Parliament by the Minister responsible, Dr. Mahendra Reddy. Ranging from the quality of education to the attitude of school leavers, Dr. Reddy has promised sweeping changes to the way things have been done in the past.
Dr. Mahendra Reddy is encouraged by the future of education in Fiji. But first, it's out with the old through an education commission.
Our students continue to think that upon graduating from tertiary institution, they will be provided with a job. We have failed miserably in getting them to think about being their own masters. Our education system needs to be changed drastically to get them to dream about being an entrepreneur in the area of interest, be it farming business, an engineering outfit, or a grocery retail outlet.
Dr. Reddy told Parliament through the Topper scheme, a level playing field has been created for any student who can prove that he or she deserves a scholarship.
The inability of the rank and file to have a fair chance to access education has done incalculable damage to our society. The gap between the rich and poor has been increasing, poverty level has been rising, and associated social ills of the society has been gaining prominence over the last 3 decades.
The proposed Education Commission will look at the skills and attitude of young Fijians who graduate from tertiary institutes but struggles in the workforce.
Industry stakeholders are questioning the quality of graduates that is coming out of our primary school, high school and universities. One can do a basic survey of the graduate and ascertain if they match the key attributes. You will be surprised with the outcome. Just this Monday we organized an industry consultation forum between training providers and industry stakeholders. The feedback was quite worrying to say the least.
The minister hasn't spared teachers either.
I may not be too off the mark to say that our teachers and lecturers and primary and high school and university administrators have not lived up to the contemporary thinking and challenges. Competition for promotion, increasing student numbers, surplus creation expansion has resulted in a race to bottom. They need to undertake a radical change in the work style, a shift from the race to bottom to race to quality and critical thinking.
Come 2015, external exams will be reintroduced for Class 6 and Form 4. Teachers will have less paperwork and more time in classrooms. High school will stop teaching vocationals and students will be moved out to stand alone on vocational centers that will be open next year. This is the first in Nasinu. Sakyu Sanebua, FBC News.
Opposition MP and SEDELPA member Nico Nawaikula has told Parliament that he entered the House of Representatives with feelings of anger and animosity towards the government. Nawaikula made threats about another coup in a maiden speech, during which he was cautioned by the Speaker to stop making threats or face termination of his address for being irrelevant. Ritika Pratap reports.
As most expected, Nico Nawaikula's maiden speech in Parliament was on the offensive right from the start, attacking the very constitution that he swore to protect and uphold only a week ago.
Is the 2013 constitution the people's will? The straight answer is that it is not. And this has been imposed on us. That is the reason why it is imperfect.
The opposition MP says he saw government MPs as oppressors and those responsible for suppressing the rights of the indigenous Fijians when he first entered Parliament last week.
To me, as a lawyer and as a law-abiding citizen, we should call it what it was. It was an act of treason, plain and simplest, regardless in whatever form and for whatever reason it was done. It was illegal, and it was the highest form of a criminal offense that until Judge paid was punishable by death in this country.
The Speaker interjected on 3 occasions and even warned that Nawaikula's address would be terminated if he did not restrict his comments to the President's speech.
We have shown by the very way that we have been voting since 1987 that a coup is a legitimate way to change things. A point of order.
Honourable Member, please be more responsible with the statements you are making, so that you're not making threats.
Well, Madam, I stand also on a point of order that a person who is on his foot is not entitled to be interjected at this stage. That is my privilege, for so long as one of the family in Fiji is denied justice.
Honourable Member, may I just remind you of the importance of the relevance that MPs respond to His Excellency's address. Thank you.
The Native Land Trust Act Decree number 20 of 2010 determinated the GCC authority of extinct Matangali land. Number 13.
Honourable Member, may I interject? I had mentioned earlier there is relevance of your statement to His Excellency's address, and also under Standing Order 67, you may be terminated for irrelevance of your statement.
I'll sum it up.
The issue at hand.
After today's belligerent performance, Nico Nawaikula will go down in history as being the first parliamentarian in Fiji's new and improved democracy to be cautioned and warned by the Speaker. As Parliament continues, members of the House who may want to take the confrontational approach will soon discover that under Standing Order 67, the Speaker may terminate a member's speech if after being warned, the MP continues speaking on irrelevant matters. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Opposition Whip Prem Singh has defended his fellow Member of Parliament Nico Nawaikula.
This was the maiden speech, and it was trying to, everybody had a right to respond to His Excellency's address, and it was going to be a robust debate that we know. And knowing Nico, and he has a lot of issues to talk about, it's all up to the Speaker how much she would entertain.
Singh says this is a taste of what's to come over the next 4 years.
Expect some robust debate from the opposition. We critically analyse and we offer solutions at the same time.
14 members of Parliament are left to make their maiden speeches before the end of the week. Opposition member and National Federation Party leader Biman Prasad has reminded the 50 MPs that they have a huge responsibility to ensure that democracy works for the country and the people. Akusita Tale reports.
To ensure democracy works, according to Biman Prasad, there needs to be room for people to criticize policies and programs debated by the House.
They need to know that our media will amplify their voices and ensure that their voices are directly heard by us. This way we will know how citizens feel about and experience government policies and programs. Our democracy will grow from this new openness.
Prasad adds the continuation of regressive laws such as the media decree will mean that the democracy that exists now will remain hollow.
In it, the government of the day listens, and the media exercises its role as the messenger, a watchdog of democracy, and as an independent institution, responsibly asserting a right to speak with its own voice and not merely echoing the voice of Parliament or the executive government.
The opposition MP also told Parliament that now is the proper time to consult all Fijians directly on the ID laws to benefit the country.
There are decrees that were imposed without the participation of the aggrieved parties. Now is the chance to consult all our people directly through the elected representatives. There has to be consensus on what is the best and ideal legislation to benefit the nation.
The NFP leader also urged government to immediately introduce bills for Accountability and Transparency Commission, a code of conduct for public officers, including the government and members of Parliament. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
All of our national security agencies will be reformed over the next 4 years to become more efficient. Minister for Defence Timothy Natuva says the reforms will increase the capacity and capability of the disciplined forces.
The Minister for Defence today using his maiden speech to lay out his work plan for the next 4 years.
I have already put into motion the formulation of the following policy documents: a national security policy, a defence white paper, and a police white paper. Madam Speaker, these strategic policies will basically outline the strategic objectives and requirements in terms of capability and capacity development and financing for the national security sector.
Natuva outlining major reforms for the national security sector, which will include the introduction of new technology and better coordination between all involved. Natuva says the Fiji Police Force will undergo overarching reforms to improve services and national security capabilities.
For the Fiji Police Force, I intend to pursue institutional reform and revitalization to ensure that the force is properly mandated and prepared to deliver safety and security of our people. I intend to continue the review and reform of the Police Act to align it to current operational requirements.
Over the next 4 years, the RFMF will enhance and improve its peacekeeping abilities, even becoming a regional training hub.
I intend to ensure that they have the necessary capabilities and support to continue, maintain, and even build our peacekeeping footprint across the globe. I also intend to develop the Black Rock Project as a regional peacekeeping training center to harness our expertise in the field of peacekeeping and to share our experiences with our partners.
Other priorities include maritime surveillance and a review of all immigration policies, systems and procedures. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come, promoting proper hand-washing techniques to reduce illnesses.
Great words there from Lucky Dube and Baban. I hope you enjoyed that number. Different colors just for you on Gold FM. Only the classic hits. Louise with you on the Center Show. Well, thank you so much for the sweet company. This is Alana Miles, one of my favorites, and Black Velvet for you. Hi there. Join me on the Center Show every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the best sounds on Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Fiji will not be sending replacements for the United Nations mission in Liberia for the upcoming rotations due to the Ebola crisis. This was confirmed today by the Police Commissioner Ben Huneveld. Meanwhile, local authorities are meeting right now to decide the protection and preventative measures needed in Fiji.
The Ebola outbreak has come as close as Australia, a 4-hour flight from our shores.
The multi-agency technical advisory group meeting going on in Nandi, and in this meeting actually we will be finalizing the border control issues and of the passengers suspected of Ebola, and also they are discussing the standard operating procedures.
The virus has killed close to 5,000 people in West Africa. Ebola has also popped up in the United States, Spain, and the latest case in Germany. The virus has no vaccine or cure and is spread by direct contact with an infected person's bodily fluids.
Definitely the Ministry of Health is on top of this, actually the Ebola cases, and that is why we have already a preparedness and response plan in place. Actually, the finer details, like I said, will divulge after the meeting.
It's expected that biohazard suits, gloves and masks will be brought in for medical staff to use if the need arises. And the issue of Fiji's preparedness was even brought up in Parliament this morning.
Firstly, I wish to make a comment on the Ebola virus. It has come to my notice that this dreadful disease has been confirmed to have reached Spain and the USA. And I believe, as I urge the government to make a statement through the Ministry of Health of some assurance or the measures that are there to stop this dreadful disease from coming to Fiji.
The virus has killed close to 5,000 people in West Africa. Ebola has also popped up in the United States, Spain, and the latest case in Germany. The virus has no vaccine or cure and is spread by direct contact with an infected person's bodily fluids. International agencies say the Ebola outbreak, if not controlled, could be catastrophic, killing thousands of people. For us in Fiji, the meeting this weekend will decide the specific steps needed to be taken to keep us Ebola-free. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Washing hands with soap and water is a cost-effective way of reducing the risk of sickness. Today is Global Hand Washing Day, and it is intended to increase awareness and understanding of the issue. Savara Tambua has the story.
Why do we wash our hands with soap?
Kindergarten students of Kalekana community in Suba were taught how to wash their hands properly to protect them from germs.
I wash your hand in soap and water. Sabat na lang kena soap. Sabun panis hat.
Save the Children Fiji uses a fun way to help children understand the benefits of hand washing. Glitter is used to exemplify germs and how soap can be used to remove it.
We are carrying out this activity for the children so that they can see the significance of washing their hands with soap. You know, we've done the two activities side by side of them washing hands without soap and then with soap and using glitter to represent germs. And we have seen how, you know, when you wash with soap, it cleans your hand better than without soap.
Save the Children Fiji is also focusing on preventing waterborne disease, which are likely to increase with the dry weather in parts of Fiji.
To wash their hands with soap means to reduce, you know, the diseases and other things. When we asked them this morning, you know, what kind of diseases, they had said diarrhea. They had named diarrhea, scabies. These are diseases that are associated, that you know, especially in our dry conditions, that are prevalent because people are not you know, actively washing their hands or knowingly washing their hands with soap.
Globally, UNICEF estimates a child dies every second from diarrhea, a common and curable ailment in most countries. Washing hands with soap is a do-it-yourself vaccine. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
3 canoes have sailed for Vanuatu as they take part in the Moor voyage to Sydney, Australia. Fiji's Utonialo is accompanied by vessels from the Cook Islands and Samoa. They're all sailing to the World Parks Congress. Sakius Ivor reports.
Fiji's Utonialo, Samoa's Ngawalofa and Cook Islands Marumaro Atua will sail to Vanuatu over the next 4 days. Then begins a month-long journey to Australia where the World Parks Congress is being held after 10 years.
You know, there's been a lot of issues in terms of the position that Pacific Island countries have taken as small island developing states at the UN level to other countries, even countries like Australia, the position that they have taken regarding climate change, rising sea levels. So you are doing not just the people in the Pacific, but in fact everybody around the world, a fantastic level of service, a fantastic level of consciousness and awareness to bring to the forefront the fact that there are many issues that are confronting us.
The canoes are on a mission, sending a collective message through the Moor voyage: our people, our islands, our ocean, and our future.
There's a spirit of excitement amongst the crew. You know, the 3 canoes came together in Fiji, so they're all meeting each other for the first time. They've spent a week together, getting to know each other.
Those taking part in the journey expect to come back with memories to last a lifetime, and with the hope that they've made a difference for their peers around the Pacific.
In Fiji, with the support over the last 7-8 days while the canoes been here has been fantastic, particularly from the business community who have come out and supported the voyage with donations of food and provisions for the long leg to Sydney. It's about a month before they arrive in Sydney.
After the World Parks Congress, the canoes will sail to Auckland, New Zealand for the cyclone season and to carry out some maintenance work before the Utonialo returns to Fiji in April next year. Sakusa Nebua, FBC News.
We turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Good evening and welcome to our sports segment. Coming up shortly, Fiji is off to a positive start of the 2014 Fanka tournament, and Jared Hayne leaves rugby league to pursue dream of playing in the NFL. Details after the break.
छू 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 हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची, इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back. Fiji has made a good start at the 2014 Fanka tournament at Nausori's Ratu Dakambau Park today. The tournament is being played in 3 age groups by teams from 5 countries. Rohit Deo with the details.
The Fiji under-35s team beat defending champions Australia 3-0, setting the benchmark for other grades.
Yes, we were expecting a very tough match because Australia, as you know, is a defending champion and they got a lot of ex-Fiji reps and they got at least 2 of the international players playing for them. So we expected that to be a very, very tough match, and I'm glad our boys have prepared very well over the last month or so. Been playing in the western side and southern side, and they've come up with a very, very good team. And as you know, the result speaks for himself.
Other grades at the Fanka tournament are the under-42 and the main competition, where Fiji is the defending champion. This is where Australia is strongest and is likely to give the home team a good fight.
I hope every team will be good. This time we will be a better side because we have some good players, and we hope that we will do well.
New Zealand this afternoon beat Fiji 4-0 in the under-42 grade. Canada and the United States played to a 0-0 draw in the under-35s. It is this prestigious trophy that the 5 nations are fighting for, but all 5 of them know that getting to it won't be easy. Who will lift this trophy come Sunday? Only time will tell. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji Sevens rep Nasoni Roko believes Fiji has a good foundation for this year's RB series. FBC Sports found him jogging in Sawani and spoke to him about the team's chances.
That's a good start for the Sevens Gladiators, for a foundation for winning the Oceania and the Gold Coast. As we see in the previous years, that's Golden Tigers always do, just to win the first one, and they go for the second one, maintain their winning combination to win the game or just losing out in the semi-final or in the final. And this is a good build-up for the boys for the series this year.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team go back into camp next week. National netball coach Kate Carpenter believes the Fiji Pearls have what it takes to compete against the top 6 countries at the 2015 World Cup. And to ensure that her team is ready for the world's best, her squad has already begun a tight training schedule.
We are the best in the Pacific and second best in Oceania. Aside from New Zealand, we've got to be striving towards what it takes to be competing well against the top sides.
A 19-member squad has been selected, but changes are still expected before next year's World Cup. In a surprise move, NRL superstar and former Fiji Mbati rep Jared Hayne has quit the Parramatta Eels to pursue his dream of playing American football in the NFL. Hayne will also withdraw from Australia's 4-nation squad. According to the Daily Telegraph, the Eels were only informed of his decision last night. Last month, Hayne travelled to the US for a meeting with Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks. Hayne has accepted a conditional release from his NRL contract with Parramatta, with a lifetime understanding that if he returns, it will be to the Eels. That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has collected $1.54 billion in revenue in the last 9 months. This is $99.5 million above target. FIRCA Chair Ajit Koragoda says the economy is growing well, tax reforms are bearing fruit and tax compliance is improving. The revenue growth to September is one of the highest in the last 10 years. Value-added tax was the major contributor with $582 million. Income tax totaled $324 million, while trade taxes were $363 million. Other taxes were service turnover tax, fish levies, departure tax, stamp duty and capital gains tax worth $265 million. And it's weather time now with Trish.
Thanks, Jackie. Today, Suva and Savu had fine weather with cloudy skies.
while the rest of the major centers, such as Nandi Lotogamba and towards the North Lambasa, all had fair conditions throughout the day. Looking at the high temperatures for today, Suva reached 28, Nandi Lotoka 31, Ba at 30, Savu 26 and Lambasa 32. Thursday's forecast is for conditions similar to today's. Suva and Savu can expect some sunshine in the morning with cloudy skies moving later in the afternoon. The rest of the major centers should experience fair conditions all day, so still no sign of that much needed rain in the forecast. For mariners, a strong wind warning is in force for Vatuira and Kandavu Passage. Expect southeast winds 20 to 25 knots and rough seas. This photo of the Nambuwalu coast of Vanuatu was taken from the air by Shaneem Kumar of Auckland.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. Tonight's main points: Dr. Mahendra Reddy has promised sweeping changes, including a review of teaching methods and student attitudes. Opposition MP Nico Kula dressed down by Speaker for straying off topic during Parliament address, and reforms in the pipeline for all national security agencies. This week's poll question: will you be following the Parliament debates? Visit our website to take part, www.fbc.com.fj. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's all from the team tonight. Join us again tomorrow evening. Good evening.